again in my head. Oh, now you're gone. Well, I can't believe it's over. So much wasted time. So now you're gone and now it's over. I can't be so blind. Oh.
T-O-O-J-A-S-S.
The 6-0 Golden Trojans have won in many ways this season, and against Windham used some trickery to push past the pesky Eagles. However, TA has shown a Jekyll and Hyde nature at times, displayed also at Windham, with Andrew Libby's fumble stretching for a touchdown, shortly followed by a 91-yard touchdown run by Damian Shepard. Coach Kiesel knows as good as Libby can be, he's still human and makes mistakes.
Oh, yeah, he made a mistake, and he knew it, and it'll never happen again. And but he's going to make more plays and mistakes, and he responded well. He ended up doing a nice job, running the ball for us at the end there, and I thought he played very well defensively too.
It's actually kind of cool, to be honest with you, because if a coach isn't yelling at you, then you got problems. Because when a coach is yelling at you, they're trying to make you better. They're trying to, learn your spot, learn what you've done wrong so you can get better and improve. But if they're not talking to you, then, they're giving up on you.
Playing on the road at an opponent's homecoming is never easy, and TA was only tied at the half, but the Trojans used good defense and power offense to take over in the third quarter.
I think we finished off plays. I thought we had plays in the first half, and maybe a ball was just overthrown, or we dropped the ball that could have been caught. We missed a block here and there. We turned the ball over going in for a touchdown. We give up a 91-yard play. It was just stuff that we just didn't make the plays. In the third quarter, I felt like kids, at halftime we weren't panicking and stuff, and they just came out. They knew what they needed to do, and they made some plays and kind of got on a good roll.
I think that we just had to kind of calm down, relax, and just do what we do. Make our reads on defense, and then just execute on offense, cover people up, take care of the ball.
Just playing as a team and not not killing ourselves and not beating ourselves,
Basically, it was just like, we realized, Coach told us at the end of practice, he's like, I don't want to be saying I told you so at the end of this game. So at halftime, a couple of us were talking like, we don't want him to say this at the end of the game. We want to come out, play our TA football, and we want to tell him, not have him tell us.
I think we're off to a great start so far throughout the first 6 games, and this week should be a good one to see where we stack up with them. And but the first 6 weeks we couldn't be much better.
It was really exciting. It showed that we were I think we're getting to a playoff football team. It shows that we're growing up, we're improving every week, and we have the capability of winning what we want to win.
I think, you look at us last year. These kids have played a lot of football. Last year we were behind a lot of games. There weren't very many games we were ahead last year. So they've had the experience of playing from behind. Something that we always talk about is embrace the adversity. And I think our kids, when something like that happens, I feel like, we react pretty well to it. I think our kids understand it's a 48-minute game, and that it's not going to be our way for 48 minutes the majority of the time, and bad things are going to happen, and it's not what happens, it's how you respond to it.
Good afternoon and welcome to Bulow Stadium on the campus of Cheverus High School. This is Thornton Academy Sports Live, the Regional Final Edition. Nearly a year ago, a highly skilled, highly motivated Golden Trojans team advanced all the way to the Regional Final. Once there, however, TA ran into the buzzsaw that is the Cheverus Stags. The defending Class A state champions struggled against TA's tough defense in the first half, and Thornton Academy led 3-0 at the break. But the second half saw Cheverus score 3 touchdowns and break the hearts of Thornton Academy.
25 seconds ago, this is the last play, and Olsen does take a knee, so that's going to do it.
"11 months later, it's a new year, and a new team for the Trojans. The fall foliage, once just teasing the tree line, is now on full display at Hill Stadium. As the team stretches, there's no doubt what lies ahead. October 13th has been circled on the calendar of most high school football fans for months, even those who have no allegiance to either school. After last year's competitive game, which was preceded by Cheverus winning its second straight state title, most felt the 6-0 Trojans and the 6-0 Stags would be the top two teams again in 2012. As if the game needed any more significance, Cheverus comes in with a 30-game winning streak, nearly the longest in the history of Class A football. At Tuesday's practice, Kiesel gathers his team to talk about some of the formations they'll see on Saturday.
The side that's going to be the block is 30, so I want you going to the side, right? 30 and 22.
So I'd send him Ray and then block.
That's right, exactly. We get a Ray call here, and you're coming to the left, okay? Right? Okay, right? So those guys are the block, 30, 22, 39, and I don't know the other one is. I can't see the number, but that's the side of the block. These guys are going to hold up on the other side, right, guys? All right, so 44 on the block. Okay, yep, here we go, guys. Here we go.
This week at practice is all business for the Trojans. Win and clinch home field throughout the playoffs. Lose and all the hype surrounding the supposedly unbeatable Stags would be confirmed, and a potential road rematch in Portland would be on the cards for a regional final. 3 days later, the Trojans enter their final day of practice. One of the familiar faces not wearing a jersey is varsity assistant Josh Pulsifer. Pulsifer is one of the several assistants and coordinators who make up a diverse group of coaches, many of whom are alums. Core coaching staff has been together for nearly a decade, which has obvious advantages.
It's been fun. It's a different experience, and each year is a little bit different. I played under the older Coach Varsity, so now he's a co-coach with me, so that's been a fun experience.
For us personally, I think we get along very well. I think we have a good relationship. We've been together for a long time. You know, a couple of years back, we added my father to the staff, so that kind of, I think it was a calming influence on all of us, but at the same time, you know, we're able to joke around, we're able to get on each other, we're able to go through all those realms of emotion, but at the end of the day, push it aside and be able to work together pretty well, and I think we do work well together.
It's just great. I mean, it's like, you know, it's funny because you talk to some coaches how much time they spend the off season together, you know, getting stuff done and everything. And we've just gotten to the point where we've been together so long. It's like, you know, we tweak things here and there, but you know, we know how practice is going to run. You don't have to, you don't have to do all that installation stuff that a new coaching staff has to do. You know, we've already fixed mistakes, you know, in years past and stuff. So it's like, you know, it's just it's a well-oiled machine when it comes to coach staff. And I'm just fortunate to have a group I do.
It's comforting to know that you're going to start the season off, and everybody knows what their responsibilities are and what the expectations of everybody is. It kind of gets us off to a very good start each year. And I think that's something our coaching staff has been together for quite some time, and that gives us an advantage that we all know what we should be doing and how we should be doing it, and it keeps us on pace.
The mid-October sun shines down on the practice field as the Trojans' final walkthrough continues. Not only is there anticipation about the difficulty of the game ahead, but the anxiety knowing Saturday's game will likely be the biggest crowd many of the team has ever played in front of.
It's really exciting to know that you have a bunch of fans coming out here to cheer you on. You got all this media, all the crew here to take pictures, and like it's amazing. I can't even describe it.
A big, you know, I think it's more media than coaches. I mean, for us, it's a big game between two pretty good programs, and certainly there's going to be a lot of energy and excitement here tomorrow. But it is a regular season game. You know, there's still a lot of football to be left to be played. 2 weeks from now, the game's going to be much more important than this one. So, you know, it's a good, obviously home field advantage is probably on the line. That's the biggest thing on the line. But, you know, we're going to go out, we're going to play as hard as we can and learn from it and hopefully get better for a couple weeks.
We're going to have to play with emotion but stay focused. As long as we do our reads like we've been doing all week, we'll be fine.
Yeah, I think we're doing a good job so far, just not making it too bigger than it is. It's just because at the end of the day, it's just another regular season game. We're going to have to get a good push up front to start with, and then, you know, we'll have to make moves off there off their blocks and see what we can do.
We got to come out strong, got to come out fast. You know, we can't come out slow like we have been lately. We got to come out and play our game.
We're going to just, I think that we're going to take it just a week at a time. And to be honest, if we win this game, we're going to be looking at next week and then the following week after that. So
Don't worry,
that's
guys.
how we're going to handle it.
It's going to feel like, it's going to feel like a playoff football game, and like we told the kids, you guys have earned the right to do this. You guys, because of your hard work and because of how you've played, you've earned the right, and enjoy it, right? Soak it up. But once the ball snaps, we've got to play football.
For a team to win 30 straight games in high school football, it's an incredible feat. The streak is a product of many things, including error-free football and high-quality coaching.
Coach Wolfgram, they're very fundamentally sound. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They got good players. I mean, that's number one thing. They've got some very good players. So, they do what they do very well, and they believe in what they do, and they play very hard. So.
Very quick. They have good technique, and they get low. They're well coached, and they execute well. So we're just gonna have to battle hard.
We just got out hit that game. We were kind of went in, it sounds weird, but we went in cocky. We watched them on film. We thought that we had them in this game, but we didn't come out playing Wyndham football. We just kind of let them hit us, and they just took us for a ride.
They don't make mistakes. They honestly don't make mistakes. When they have a game plan, they execute it, and they just know what they have to come into the game and do. They are physical. They're a good team.
They don't make mistakes. Very rarely do they turn the ball over. They don't give you second chances. Every yard you get 11 hats flying to the ball. They don't make offsides mistakes. They don't get in third and long situations. They are very, very sound in everything they do, and everything they do, they hustle.
We got to do better than we did a year ago. I mean, that Western Maine Final game, I think we ran for 39 yards in the game. I mean, we've got to do a better job of, controlling line scrimmage a little better. And certainly, you're not going to make, you're not going to run for 400 yards tomorrow. But you got to be able to, eat some clock, especially when you're going into this win that we're going to have tomorrow. And control time and possession.
They execute their plays very well. I mean, they're a very good team. The coach is a very good coach. They execute their plays. They run them over and over until they perfect their plays.
Thornton Academy is blessed with an experienced and mature senior class. Even though TA is guaranteed to host at least one playoff game, Saturday is Senior Day at Hill Stadium.
They've been great. I mean, a lot of these kids started as sophomores. They kind of took lumps that year. We came back last year, as a junior group, we had a great senior leadership, and those juniors, played a huge role, integral part in what we did last year. And they've taken what they've learned the past 2 years, and they've done a great job leading this group. And I can't say enough good things about them. I'm very proud, coming into it, you picked to be pretty good, but we've had teams picked to be pretty good in the past that haven't panned out and haven't worked hard, and this group has done everything we've asked them.
It's going to be very emotional. I mean, our last home season, regular season game, so we're going to have a lot of emotion. We're going to come out playing hard.
It's going to mean a lot to them. I think they're going to be pretty shocked, and it's going to be awesome for them. They're going to look at the crowd, and they're going to see everybody and they're going to be just, wow. They can't do anything about it. They're going to play their hearts out. I know they will.
Practice wraps up with goal line and special teams plays. One new formation TA is trotting out this week is the Aces formation, which puts senior defensive lineman Quinlan O'Brien in the backfield. Coach Kiesel blows an end to practice and gathers his team around for final words before Saturday's big game.
You guys got to get yourselves ready to go. We talked about that all week. The last 4 weeks, we kind of wait around. We're back. We wait around. We haven't set the tone. The first 2 games of the year, you set the tone. You had 3 and out defensively. You score a touchdown on me, and we did that the first 2 weeks. Since then, we have not done that. Not done that. We've let teams go on offense. We've gone 3 and out, so we've had to punt. We're on defense. We've let teams drive the field on us. Okay, guys, set the tone tomorrow that you're going to come out and play your football. Okay, set the tone. Don't wait around. Okay, don't wait around, right? Set the tone early in the game. Okay, guys, get yourselves mentally ready to do that. And sure, understand, guys, that everything's going to be a little bit quicker tomorrow. The guy you're going against is going to be a little quicker than probably what you've seen all year. Defensively, your reads are going to happen a little quicker than they've happened all year. All right, so be ready for that, right? Be ready, right? You got to stay on your blocks. You got to play to the echo of the whistle. Okay, all the things that we've talked about all year. Okay, guys, but just make sure that we're ready to go. And everything's going to be just a little half step quicker. A little half step quicker tomorrow, guys. Everyone's here at 11:50, right? Make sure you visualize yourselves being in a great place tonight. Take the proper approach tomorrow to get ready, right? Get your pregame in about 3 hours ahead of time. Okay, like we talked about, the focus of the week, fellas, is home field advantage. You're playing for an opportunity to be that #1 seed. Okay, you play for that opportunity to be that #1 seed. You want to stay home for 3 playoff games, right? You gotta take care of this tomorrow, guys. It'll be a great day, right? You guys should be very excited, right? You've earned the opportunity for this, okay, guys? We talked about all week. Embrace the adversity that happens tomorrow, guys, right? Embrace it. Embrace it, overcome it. Good job, guys. Right, great job. We're gonna do pre-practice. I need to see all the JV guys right after this, okay, guys? Right, you go, guys. Right, go, coach. You're not doing practice. Yeah, long snappers, punters, right? All you specialist guys. We go. All right, boys.
That's me. Hey, boys. Boys. Fellas. Men. Guys. You guys ready for tomorrow's game? Yeah! I said, are you ready? Yeah! Let's go then. We need a big effort from everyone, boys. Get pumped, get excited, and let's kick some ass! Let's go. Motion on 3. 1, 2, 3. Motion.
15 hours later, the team is back in the locker room and gearing up to take on the #1 Cheverus Stags.
Okay, defensively, guys, you got your keys, right? Run the ball. You know, it's about each individual taking care of the plays that are assigned to them. You know, if you got trap, you know, we got certain guys that got to play the trap. We got guys that got to take care of the belly X. We got to take care of the Q key, right? The buck sweep. Okay, guys, it's a matter of running to, right? I like the way we match up. You know, I think our defense matches up pretty well against them. If we can control the fullback game, that's the key to the game. You've got to be able to take away the fullback game. You got to take away trap. You got to take away belly X. If we can consistently stop those 2 plays, we're going to be in great shape, fellas. We'll be in great shape. Those 2 plays make their offense go. All right, you got to take care of those 2 plays. All right, guys, defensively. Offensively, guys, hey, you got a couple people up. You got to stay on. Okay, play through the echo of the whistle. All right, they're going to play hard. All right, if you get on someone and you stop, that guy's going to come off, and he may be the one that makes the tackle. Okay, guys, so make sure we stay on people, cover them up, stay on people. Backs run hard, make sure we got 2 hands on the ball. It's a little cooler, ball's gonna be a little harder. Okay, let's make sure we got 2 hands on the ball when contacts come. Biggest thing, right? It's like any other game, right? You gotta win the battle of field position. Okay, you gotta win the battle of turnovers. Okay, you gotta block and tackle. It's a little different than any other game that you're gonna play. Okay, guys, make sure you win those 4 phases. You're gonna win the football game.
As a last chance for adjustments, the team splits up into positional groups to meet one last time with coaches. For line coach Nick Tabor, it's a chance to emphasize the importance of staying on assignment and paying attention to motion. Cheverus is known for running very few diverse plays, but running each of them very well. Many teams know what's coming, but are simply unable to stop them. The team finishes suiting up and heads out of the locker room to line up and walk to the field for warm-ups. As expected, the game brings out an enormous crowd of TA, Cheverus, and neutral supporters. Coach Tabor brings together his linemen for a final talk, as the players follow a tradition and take a blade of grass to put in their socks.
A little home field, fellas, right? Something we didn't have last year. Okay?
The last 2 weeks winners were
I don't think it's any surprise to any of us that we're in the same position, right? 6-0, 6-0, looking at this game. Okay? And I'd like to think that we think we're a pretty good team, right? They are too, fellas, right? So it's going to take a complete commitment today, right? So commit yourself to playing the best game you have this far.
The last 2 weeks winners were Justin Moore, Jimmy Remis, Nate Glue, and Jesse Miko.
Enjoy this opportunity. Right? Enjoy this opportunity.
The Academy Football Program would also like to recognize Peg Poulin, your State Farm agent. for the
You know,
drive of the
have
game.
a great crowd here.
This
Right?
award
Give them a
will
great
recognize
game.
the efforts of two
Right?
players
Fight
in the
for every
previous
inch.
week's game.
Right? Every play, every block, everything you do is a test, fellas. Right? Everything you do is going to be a test. Right? Pass each test every single time. Right? Inch our way closer to the end zone. Right? Give this team an opportunity, right, to end their streak. Right? To get that win for those players that left us last year. Right? I bet if you look up in the stands at some point, you'll see in each and every one of them. Right? That was a good group of kids. Right? You play hard for them, right? Play hard for your community, right? Play hard for your teammates, right? Play hard for those kids that would love to be back in this position, right? Here we go, bring it in. Right, take a moment, right? Think about what you're gonna do, right? How you're gonna go about doing that. Right, let's go, Trojans on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Trojans! Coach Kiesel addresses the defense in the end zone.
Let's go. Let's get a 3 and out early in this game, guys, right? Get them 3 and out, right? Run the ball, right? Second, third guys in, right? Go for the football, knock the ball, right? It's hard ball, right? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, boys. Guys, let's run around like we did. Let's go, guys. Right, let's go, fellas. Go, right? Let's go, boys. Physical on D, right? Physical on D. You go, fellas, right? Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Go, fellas. Hit him hard.
The team comes together before taking part in Senior Day festivities. Senior Bobby Began has plenty to say about what's at stake today.
Boys, I don't know about you guys, but I'm waiting a damn long time for this game right here. Home stadium where we haven't been beat. Do you want to be beat on this stadium? No! Let's not get beat on this stadium. Let's hit them and let's make them remember the name Trojans.
Cheverus legendary coach John Wolfgram patrols the warm-ups for his Stags. Wolfgram has won multiple state championships at 3 schools in his career and is considered one of the top coaches in the history of Maine football. While the Stags finish warm-ups, the Trojans take part in the customary Senior Day festivities. Players are embraced by Coach Kiesel before giving a flower to their parents, many of whom have been supporting their son's football career since they were not much older than toddlers. The ceremony ends and the Trojans head back to the locker room. Known as the halftime room, it also serves as a storage area for the maintenance staff at Thornton Academy. Despite the sight of desks, tables, and lawnmowers, many great football moments have happened in this room. Began takes the opportunity to speak in front of the team shortly before Coach Kiesel.
They think they're better than everyone in this state because they've won a bunch of games in a row. Hey, those games, last few seasons, that wasn't that team. Last season, last year, when we lost to them, that wasn't this team. We got a new team, we got a new start. They think they're the best team in the state. They haven't played the best team in the state. Yeah, we are the best team in the state. We are the fastest, we are the strongest. They can't compete with us. You gotta believe that in your heart, each and every one of you. You gotta believe that. You can't let them walk up to your 50-yard line. They walk up to you, you push them. You can't let them get in your face, you get in their face. They can't touch us, boys, on that stadium, on that turf. That's our turf. No one stepped on that turf and walked away happy. They're not going to be the first, boys. We're happy.
The rousing speech has most of the team ready to run through a brick wall. Coach Kiesel's job is to follow the enthusiasm with calm, clear words. Even he acknowledges the difficulty of such a task.
It's tough to follow Bobby. Just out a couple minutes later, Bobby, we just got up there and play. Hey, don't forget what got you this point. Right? Yes, I think it's going to be great excitement. You're going to play with lots of energy. Okay? We know that. You're going to give us your best effort. We know that. But don't forget what got you this point. It's about execution. It's about settling in, right? And playing the game, right? With our mind, with our body, and with our heart. Okay? It does us no good to go out there and fly around if we're not in the right spot for what we need to be. Right? That's hurting us. Okay? So don't forget what got us here. Ultimately, the game's going to come down to blocking and tackling, fellas. Who can play more physical football? You guys done a great job. Proud of you guys. You guys done everything we've asked you guys since the end of last season. Worked your tails off getting ready. Worked your tails off the summer. This is why you have this opportunity. You've earned this opportunity. Okay, and ultimately, what's on the line today is just like Bobby talked about. Do you want next week to be your last time you're going on the road until the state championship? That's what this game's about today. I have a pretty good chance you're going to end up playing these guys again down the line, and that's okay. So not only does it get us home field advantage, but mentally, it puts a little bit of question marks in their head. Well, fly around, guys. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the moment. Let's go get the Stags.
Let's go! Let's go!
Take a minute to think about people that helped get you here. Let's go put on a show, fellas. Let's go!
After months of hype, days of practice, and hours of waiting, the time for kickoff has arrived. The Trojans run through their cheerleader-made banner to the cheers of more than 3,000 fans who have turned out to watch what was being dubbed the regular season game of the century. Cheverus would win the toss and defer. Then as the game kicked off, senior halfback Nick Kenny tried to put TA in good field position to start things off. The first offensive possession for the Trojans wouldn't last long. On 3rd and long, Christensen would lose the shotgun snap and fumble the ball. Though he recovered, he was hit for a loss and TA would punt. Defensively, the Trojans would have success at the start, as Cheverus' running back would have no room to run up the middle. Later in the drive, however, the Stags would beat TA over the top. The deep pass completion by Stags quarterback Liam Fitzpatrick over the top of the TA secondary would put Cheverus not only in the red zone, but inside the 10-yard line. Coach Kiesel would bark out defensive orders for his team, but Cheverus was able to grind out yards, and eventually, senior halfback Donald Goodrich would squeeze his way into the end zone, giving the Stags an early 7-0 lead. Thornton's offense would again go 3 and out, giving Cheverus a chance to extend the lead. This time, however, senior defensive end Connor McCrum would come up with a big play and drop Fitzpatrick for a loss. Back on offense, TA would try to go to the air to move the ball. Christensen's pass was close to Libby, his intended receiver, but was broken up by a defender. Cheverus led at the end of one quarter, 7-0. In the second, Cheverus would again move the ball well, as Cody O'Brien burst through the line and gained 25 yards, back into TA territory. On 3rd down, Fitzpatrick's pass over the middle would be complete, but Andrew Libby came up from his safety position to make a first down saving tackle. That brought up 4th down. Fitzpatrick would again go to the air, but his pass into the end zone would be picked off by Libby, who would return the ball out to the 10-yard line. TA was down, but Libby's big defensive play kept them in the game in the second quarter. Offensive coordinator Craig Agresti met with Christensen to discuss the upcoming drive, hoping his Trojan offense could win back field position and gain some momentum. After grinding out a few first downs on the ground, TA got to midfield. Christensen would then complete a long pass to Dakota Tarbox, who outjumped his defender to haul in the ball. TA now found itself in its best position of the game, inside the Cheverus 20. A few plays later, in came Quinlan O'Brien in the Aces formation. The play worked to perfection as Libby found space, bowled over a defender, and found the end zone. The Trojans had life and tied the game at 7, much to the delight of the TA faithful. With the first half winding down, Cheverus had one more opportunity to take back the lead. Fitzpatrick found Goodrich in the flat on a screen pass, but the senior was unable to find enough blockers to make a serious threat to the end zone. Despite being outplayed in the first quarter, TA would head into halftime tied at 7, having the belief that Cheverus can be beaten. While the players hydrate and get off their feet, they are reminded about the message written by Libby before the game.
We cannot be riding 7-7 to the last quarter. We got to get up on them as soon as we come out of here. We got to stop their offense. We got to come out and score, get up 14-7. And we just got to get the train rolling. We have to get up on these kids. These kids don't know how to feel to get up on. Let's go, boys. Come on. Let's go.
Hey, guys did a nice job, right? Embrace it. Embrace it. It's a heck of an atmosphere up here. Just go out. Hey, they're going to make some plays. We're going to make plays. Okay? We're going to kick it off. Okay, we're going to take the wind, right? We want to pin them deep. We're going to get a 3 out defensively now, right? Think long count, right? Long count. Okay, long count, right, on 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, right, long count. Here it is, right, hey, embrace it, enjoy it, right? Let's go here, play your hardest.
The second half kicks off with senior Brandon Briggs booming a ball near the goal line. Kiesel said at halftime how important the first drive of the half was to keep the momentum going for TA. In the first half, Fitzpatrick had done most of his damage through the air. To start the second half, however, he would use his feet. The senior used a broken play to scramble through the line and gain a first down for the Stags across midfield. Later in the drive, he would go back to the air, finding Ryan Casal in the flat for another first down for the Stags as they inch closer to the go-ahead score. It was then time for Goodrich to take over. He took the counter toss around left end and would head to the end zone untouched. Cheverus took a 14-7 lead early in the third. The Trojans tried to respond and keep the game close, but Eric Christensen was unable to get the pass off and was swallowed up for a sack. Cheverus would get the ball back, and to everyone in attendance had all the momentum. Goodrich kept pounding away and again would burst the TA defensive line, running over Dylan Morton for another first down. 2 plays later, Goodrich again found the end zone, this time taking a handoff to the left, weaving through defenders and diving to the pylon for his third TD of the game, putting the Stags up 21-7 at the end of the third quarter. To beat Cheverus, you have to fight for tough yards. From the Wildcat formation, Libby would again get a first down, but not without taking several hits along the way. TA was finally able to move the ball effectively. A few plays later, Libby would find the end zone for a second time, running left in the Aces formation. TA was back in the game, down 21-14. But the Stags wouldn't go away quietly. On their next possession, Goodrich would get the handoff up the middle and find his way through the TA defensive line and burst into the secondary. Though eventually he would be caught by Libby and Morton, he moved the ball back into the TA red zone. Later in the drive, it looked like Fitzpatrick had clinched the win for the Stags, taking the bootleg to the left and finding Pater in the end zone. However, the play would be called back by a holding call, and TA would have a second chance to get the ball back. On fourth down, Cheverus chose to attempt a field goal. The winds were strong at Hill Stadium, and the kick would fall a few yards short, giving TA the ball back, down by 7 with 5 minutes to go. However, today wasn't the day for the Trojans. On the first play after the turnover, Christensen's pass would be intercepted and returned easily for a touchdown, ending any thoughts of a comeback. The Cheverus fans celebrated a 31st win in a row and a clear path to home field advantage throughout the playoffs. The two coaches would meet at midfield, and Kiesel would talk briefly to his team before sending them to the showers. TA had tasted defeat for the first time in 2012 and headed towards uncertainty as the Battle of the Bridge and playoffs loomed on the horizon. On the next episode of Varsity. The Trojans look to bounce back from their first defeat of the year in the annual Battle of the Bridge rivalry. Can TA clinch the number 2 seed? Find out on the next episode of Varsity.